Alright guys, JB here, and here's our 5 quick tips for home training. So stuff that you can do to make your home training more effective, keep your motivation up, stay on track. The first one, really important, it's the reason it's the top of the list, try and create a routine. I fell into the trap myself within the first couple of days of being in lockdown of just thinking, I'll just train whenever I want, or I basically got all day to train, and what happens is I put it off and put it off and put it off, and before I know it was tea time, and then I had other things to do. I didn't really feel like training, and I ended up missing out. So pretty quickly I set a routine where I'll train at specific times, do the other day-to-day things, walk the dog, take the kids out for exercise, etc. But some kind of set, structured routine rather than just kind of training when you fancy it, when you feel like it. Get it done at a set time, even if you don't necessarily fancy it, just get in there and get it done. Tip number 2, and this one's a really important one as well, is to familiarise yourself with the kit that you've got. So normally when we're training day to day in the gym, we're doing barbell work, we're doing gymnastics, we're doing bodyweight work, we're hitting different energy systems, we're mixing up the kit, we're mixing up the training. You're going to be a little bit more restricted now, and you're possibly going to have a piece of kit, i.e. a kettlebell, which is a really good example, that you're not actually that familiar with. Yeah, we've all done a swing and we all use them to do warm-up drills, but how much time have you spent doing kettlebell cleans, kettlebell jerks, kettlebell snatches, single arm work, double arm work? Like, there's lots and lots and lots of variations, and that's just one example. It's the same with dumbbells. It's the same with sandbags. Whatever kit you've kind of taken home with you, I think it's really important to spend a little bit of extra time just mastering those pieces of kit and all the movements that go along with it. Tip number 3, don't be scared of repetition. It's gonna seem like you're doing burpees every day and you're doing kettlebell swings and kettlebell snatches and same variations with the dumbbells. Variation is really important in training, but that doesn't necessarily mean the piece of kit or the movement pattern. Even sometimes we can get our variation in other ways. We can go really fast for short periods of time, we can go quite slow for long periods of time. We implement all these things anyway with your training normally. It just looks a little bit different, and it's a little bit harder for us to kind of show that there's variation and hide the repetition. Repetition's super important. The only way you get better at things is by doing them over and over and over again. But yeah, don't just think, oh God, I'm doing burpees again, or oh God, it's kettlebell swings again. Just think about the weights that you're using, the amount of reps that you're doing, the time frames that you're working for. We're still going to be providing you with a really varied program. It's just that the exercises and the kit that we're using is a little bit more limited. Tip number 4, make sure we're setting some realistic and achievable goals. Now, for a lot of you, this means that you might need to just tweak your existing goals a little bit. For example, it's not necessarily for everyone at this moment in time a realistic and achievable goal to increase your back squat by 20 kilos. We might not have the access to bars and racks and that amount of weight that we need. Same goes for movements like your snatch and your clean and jerk. Most of us are being deprived of a pull-up rig, so adding 5 reps to your max unbroken chest to bars is not necessarily a realistic and achievable goal at this time. What we can do though is we can change our goals slightly. We can still focus on getting fitter and getting stronger and getting losing body fat. All these kind of bigger goals that we're working on all the time anyway can definitely be achieved. But from a motivation standpoint, if you sat at home thinking, my back squat's getting worse and worse, then your motivation's going to drop, and the likelihood of you sticking to a training program is going to therefore drop as well. So it's really important that we tweak our goals a little bit to suit our situation that we're in. Tip number 5, and this one's super important, spend more time working on the weaknesses. So what I mean by that is the floor-based core that's really easy to overlook when you've got loads of fancy exercises like muscle-ups and snatches to be working on. Also, some of the other stuff that we don't do that often, the single leg and single arm variations, is a perfect time to do that. Most of you have not got access to as much weight, or you've only got a single dumbbell or kettlebell. So great way to make a squat harder is do a single leg squat. Great way to make a deadlift harder is to do a single leg deadlift. That's also really good core work, really good stability work, stuff that is actually going to help you get in the long run stronger and achieve some of the goals that we might not necessarily be able to work directly towards right now. So yeah, get down on the floor, do that core work. That's going to help you get better at your gymnastics even though you're not on the pull-up rig. Get into your single leg and single arm variations that we're providing you with loads of different movements and exercises that you can be working on there. And then hopefully when we come to the end of this period and we can get back in the gym, you'll notice that work that you've been doing actually transfers directly over to things like pull-ups and your back squats and all the other things that we're trying to get better at.